Do you want to know the type of person that I would never trust? I would never trust the type of person to say, well, I need to hear the other side of the story.
You may not want to hear it, but women lie too. Subscribe, let's talk about it.
Do you want to know the type of person that I would never trust? I would never trust the type of person to say, well, I need to hear the other side of the story in order for me to make a decision as to whether or not that happened to you. And I would never trust that person because I myself have been questioned over and over and over and over and over again about my real lived experience, and it's made me question whether or not that actually happened. It's put doubt in my own head as to whether or not I've experienced something that I've actually experienced. It's made my experience invalid. It has made me feel what I went through didn't happen. To me, that is a form of gaslighting. It's a form of gaslighting, especially women, when a man will say, let me hear the guy's side of the story. I want to hear why he did what he did, because obviously there was a reason. No, the reason is that he was a bad person. The reason is that he was manipulative. The reason is that he was abusive. The reason is that he harmed her. You don't need to know his side of the story as to why. He still did what he did. So any time that a woman comes on here and tells her story, just like the wizard Liz and what she is going through, the people that come into the comment section on any video or any other video that a woman is saying, this is the stuff that happens in relationships, this is toxic, this is abusive. Any man who comes into the comment section and says, I need to hear his side of the story, I would never trust you with any part of me at all. You're unsafe.
I still want to hear the other side. I'm sorry, we tried the believe all women before, and that kind of got catastrophic. It's not saying that there aren't real victims out there. It's just that once you get into that mind frame that why would someone lie about this, and then you have unequivocal evidence that people lie about things like that. Yeah, that's why. The fact that a lie can damage another person's life, a lie can end another person's life. You want us to believe what all you have to say just because you feel so convicted about it? Emmett Till, easy first thing that comes to your mind. No, you can lie and end someone else's life because of everyone else. It mobilizes the rest of society around you. In fact, you see we're moving away from that you can just make a claim. This is why, one, you may not like that we're having a heavily videotaped society, recorded society, but it's becoming increasingly helpful for people. Two, no one's going to go back to that place in time where just you have to make the accusation and then we ruin a person, we cancel them, we take away their livelihood, all to find out later on when we time to actually admit that we were wrong. That retraction is on page 17. It's not the headline anymore. How many times do we have to move forward in a society to take steps back because you feel away? You don't have to trust anyone else. You can think the rest of the world is unsafe, but the rest of the world, including our criminal justice system, says we have to hear the other side. If you want to operate how you want to operate in your bubble, please do, but you are the one that becomes unsafe. Listen, before we continue, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss no uploads. We made it a full year for doing tour days, and we're gonna see how we feel about continuing to do tour days. The point is, we're still putting out content, right? We know this is a multi-year race, so we're here doing the actual work. Sunday, subscriber Sunday, 7 p.m. Central, so make sure you're there. And sometimes we just do random lives, so hopefully you guys can make some of those. But look, I think it is a point that even men and women can agree on. And especially some of your friends, they're liars. They enjoy the lie. They enjoy the reaction, or they stretch the truth, and you're listening to their story and that's not true because you were there at the same time. You were at that party, blah, 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 blah. You said that didn't happen, right? Whatever it is with them that they need to perform like this, that's their issue. Now, when you start saying and you start looking at videos of people, sometimes not knowing they're recorded, and are immediately saying, I'm just going to say this. I'm just going to say, you did this to me. How many Now that we have body cams, now that people, like especially men, understand you have to record, because when it comes down to she said something, you said something, cops are usually going to look at you as the aggressor. But now when you actually have things filmed, when you can actually go back and say, this is what happened. You would not look at this woman and say, no, she doesn't look like she hits him, throws things at him. Yeah, until you see the recording. Even so, people are still ready to walk down a path with a man in terms of arresting him. We covered on a live stream several months back about a gentleman who helped a woman that was drunk on the side of the road. It was an Uber, but he picked her up. He had a camera inside his car that covered the entire car. When he dropped her off, the next day, police came and arrested him. She said he attempted to R-word her. And he was like, what are you talking about? I saw her. I tried to do a good deed. She was on the side of the road. Originally, she had a ride back home, but she was drunk. She was belligerent. So, the Uber kicked her out and another gentleman picked her up. So even when he produced the evidence, he was still in custody for 36 hours. This is something that just because he had the tape, just because he had the evidence, and then the cops used that to confront her, then the truth came out. So when we're back to this believe all, I know it sounds good because you think, why would someone lie about this? Yet people lie about it all the time. When with Trevor Bauer in his case, when the woman said, when used him and said, I'm going to get this bag, accused him of doing X, Y, and Z. It happens all the time, especially the more money you have, the more famous you are. It's easy for you to fall into these pseudo honey traps or someone simply lying that say you were here and you weren't because you were hurt and you were too afraid to say something, or you were too embarrassed to say, oh yeah, no, I was in a bathroom stall with those boys from the football team, but I didn't want my boyfriend to know and look, or the guy that I liked and him not like me. So I lied and ruined their lives. They're off the team, they're out the school. But then the retraction comes back later on. That doesn't change anything in their lives. They don't get to go back and say, oh, listen, I'm sorry. Here's back those precious years where you could have been something else, where you could have possibly gone to the league. You missed out on crucial years of your life fighting something that was intrinsically just a lie the entire time. But we're supposed to believe you because now this makes us safe. You don't have the moratorium on the truth. If something happened to you, yes, and it was bad, a man did it, yes, he should be prosecuted. He broke the law, he should be prosecuted. You should be safe. But you don't get to just make up the truth whenever you want. You don't get to be the arbiter, the judge of the truth whenever you want. You don't like people that question you, say, I need to hear the other story. You should be proud that people are now saying, before we ruin someone's life, before we come down with the wrath of God, what is the other side of the story? That DoorDash girl, when she came on and said, look, he essayed me. And then you had to have that story come out and you find out the truth. Rhoda Osmond said, yo, this guy hit me with brick and all these black men around didn't do anything. Turns out she was lying. You have to hear the other side. If you get down to the point where it's just, you have to believe me, then understand. People are very frank and very easy to use the word abuse. It comes out easily. Then there's several different forms of abuse, down to when we were in this mess, in the Me Too era, when a cat call was labeled as abuse. A man trying to pick you up was labeled as abuse. Him coming and saying, hey, can I get your number, can be labeled as abuse. We walked back from that nonsense because we understand as a society it was nonsense. The pendulum had swung too far to one side and it needed to be course corrected. Listen, if you disagree, let me know down in the comments below. If you see other videos on the screen, check those out. Let me know your thoughts about those in those videos. And of course, you listen to my voice now. If you have not subscribed, I think you should. We're just trying to build something dope. I'll see you in the next one.